Is it okay to start?
Just wait. I will.
Okay, sure. Is it okay to start?
Yeah. Just wait. I will.
Okay, sure.
Yes, please proceed.
Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Adiyan Ramanujadasan. So, welcome to the second session on Essence of thiruppAvai. Hope most of you were already part of the first session of thiruppAvai, and hope you're having a very good Magali month. And this is the 10th day. With the previous learnings, in the previous session, we looked at the essence, the Taniyans and the Avatarika of thiruppAvai, and Swami also has given us the a brief intro about how Bhudevi Nachar has incarnated as Andal and gave us the thiruppAvai, and how thiruppAvai is really a seed to the Vedam. Yeah, Adiyan Swami, you can take over from here.
Okay. Okay. Andal Thirudigade Sharanam. Alvar Ebbermanar Jiyar Thirudigade Sharanam. Jiyar Thirudigade Sharanam. So this thiruppAvai is considered as the seed of Vedam. Vedamanithukkum vittu is the glorification given by Purvacharyas for thiruppAvai. Andal Nachiyar incarnated in this world to uplift all the Atmas who are suffering in the samsara. So it was her very merciful act which is helping all of us now. The whole Margadi Masam, we are all engaged in reciting thiruppAvai, understanding the meanings of thiruppAvai, and going to temples for the morning programs and so on. All of this is because of Andal Nachiyar's mercy. So we've seen a little bit about the greatness of thiruppAvai, how it is considered as the seed of Vedam. We saw that point of the seed having potency of the fruit. And it also has the potency to create many more fruits, like the fruit where it is present. So this is the same aspect which is great in thiruppAvai also. Vedam's concepts are concisely present in thiruppAvai. And from thiruppAvai, we can understand so many different principles in a very clear way. So that is the greatness of thiruppAvai. So now we will proceed to the meanings of thiruppAvai. Today we are planning to go through the first set of pAsurams, first 5 pAsurams. And we will also see briefly the meanings for the Taniyans. Last time we wanted to see, but we could not see the meanings of the Taniyan. So we'll see the meanings of Taniyans also, just to get a brief understanding of what is the greatness of Andal Nachiyar, what is the greatness of thiruppAvai, and so on. Because Taniyan usually reveals the greatness of the author of a particular work, greatness of the actual work, and then the content of the particular work, the object of the work. So the Taniyan's purpose is to reveal the greatness of all of these 3 aspects. So we'll see the Taniyans briefly, and then we'll proceed to first 5 pAsurams today. We'll see some of the important aspects of thiruppAvai in the first 5 pAsurams. Are there any brief questions or understandings which anyone would like to share with us from previous session? Just one line, one sentence. Anyone interested can unmute and share their understanding from the last session. This will be a good way to recollect how much everyone has understood from the previous session also. Anyone can share. Just unmute and limit it to one
Adiyan
sentence.
Swami. Adiyan Swami.
Yeah.
Swami, Adiyan not has a doubt from the previous session, rather has a basic doubt from the thiruppAvai only.
Okay.
It is that why we find Andal Nachiyar mentioning about Neela Devi in her pasuram, and why is it that in her Tanyan only, Neelatunga Stanagiri Tati, why she tries to wake up Krishna from Neela Devi?
See, in Krishna Avataram, even though Rukmini Pirati is the primary consort in Dwaraka, but being from the same cowherd clan, Neela Devi, who appeared as Nappinai, she is considered as the main Purushakara Bhutai in Krishna Avataram. In each Avataram, Bhagavan has particular divine consort who takes up the role of Purushakara recommendation. In Rama Avataram, Sita Pirati is the Purushakara Bhuta. In Varaha Avataram, Bhuvi Pirati is the Purushakara Bhuta. But in Krishna Avataram, Nappinai Pirati has more importance because she is very dear to Krishna. Even dearer than Rukmini Pirati in Krishna Avataram. Because that is how they share a very intimate love for each other, Nappinai Pirati and Krishna. So that is why she is given more importance in Alvar's pAsurams. We see in many pAsurams, Nappinai Pirati is glorified. Nappinai Pirati is Neela Devi's incarnation. So Sri Devi, Bhumi Devi, Neela Devi. Of those three, Neela Devi is considered as the source of incarnation for Nappinai Pirati. So this Nappinai Pirati is very dear in Krishna Avataram. That is why Andal Nachiyar is approaching Krishna through Nappinai Pirati. Because whenever we approach Bhagavan, we have to approach Bhagavan through his divine consort. Usually it is Sri Mahalakshmi, but in Krishna Avataram it is specifically Nappinai Pirati. That is why we see many pAsurams refer to Nappinai Pirati. Only 3 or 4 references are there for Rukmini Pirati. But Nappinai Pirati has probably 100 references in Alvar's pAsurams. In Andal Nachiyar's pAsuram also. That is why she is considered as most intimate and important divine consort for Krishna.
Dhanyosmi Swami, Dhanyosmi.
Yeah. Now there is another question. Why is thiruppAvai considered as essence of Vedas? Again, we have explained that in the previous session. If you have not watched it, you can watch the session, but I will still explain briefly so that you get a basic understanding before we start the session. See, essence of Veda means whatever important concepts which are present in Vedam, the same principles are explained in thiruppAvai in great clarity. For example, Artha Panchakam is the most important principle which we have to understand from Shastram, from Vedam. Jivatma Swarupam, Paramatma Swarupam, Upaya Swarupam, Upeya Swarupam, and Virodhi Swarupam. knowledge about self, knowledge about Bhagavan, the knowledge about how to reach Bhagavan, knowledge about what we do after reaching Bhagavan, and then knowledge about what are the hurdles which are stopping us from reaching Bhagavan. So these are the 5 principles which we need to understand. And these 5 principles are very clearly explained in thiruppAvai. For example, in the first pasuram itself, Narayanane Namakke Parai Taruvan. There Narayana is Paramatma. Namakku, Nam is Jivatma. Parai is the goal, Kankaryam. And then Taruvan, it is he who gives it. So that is the Upayam. Bhagavan is the Upayam. And this samsara where we are present, that is the hurdles. So these principles are explained in the first pasuram itself, and there are many other pasurams where very deep Vedanta concepts are explained, which we will see during the course of the lectures. So you can see the introduction first video and get a glimpse of what we discussed last time and understand the aspects from there. Anyone else wanting to share, desiring to share their understanding or any question from the last session? Okay, then we'll proceed now with the next session.
Swami Kshamikevam for asking another question. So
Ah.
Adian has another doubt that why do we find in the southern parts that people observing Margadi, they don't consume sweet things until Kudari Vellu. So why is this rule, Swami? They don't
Actually, it is
consume
not
sweet.
that we don't consume any sweet during the month. Actually, in temples also, Kudaravalli, that day, definitely they will make sweet pongal, akara adisil. But other times also, pongal is the main dish during this 30 days. But at times, different sweets are also prepared and offered to Perumal. It is just that in this second pasuram we are going to see what are the do's and don'ts. There we will see and we will understand this point clearly. So just wait until we go through that today. Another question from Shrikant Reddy. I learned that the Bhakti and Sharanagati should be in free will, selflessness, not like give and take. Yes, that is a good understanding. Whatever we do, especially those who surrender to Bhagavan, we should not expect anything other than service to him. That is our goal. That service or Kankaryam is the only thing which we can expect from Bhagavan. So even if you do Kankaryam, if you do service, in return we can ask for more service. Nothing more than that. So that's a very good understanding. It is actually one of the most important principles of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. We don't ask anything in return for service. We ask for more service actually. Okay, then we will proceed with the session today. So we'll start with the Taniyans. Neelatunga Stanagiri Tadi, Samudbhoti Krishna, Parartyam Swam, Shruti Shata Shira Siddhamadhya Payanti, Swochistayam Srajinigalidam, Yabala Kirte Punkte, Godatasya, Nama Idamidam, Buye Vastu Buye. Again and again worship Goda Nachiyar, Andal Nachiyar. What did she do? She is very, very eager in going and serving Bhagavan. And she sang this thiruppAvai, where she identifies how Krishna is resting on Napinai Pratis, divine bosoms. And this Napinai Prati is an incarnation of Neela Devi. And Andal Nachiyar has submitted her flowers, both physical flowers and her these pAsurams, which are like Pamalai. It is the flowers. It's a collection of words, and she offers that garland first. Herself, she decorates herself with that garland, and then she offers that to Krishna. She wakes up Krishna and informs him about her total dependency. She wants to make Krishna realize that she is totally dependent on him, and this principle is the highest principle of Vedanta. That is, Jivatma being totally dependent on Paramatma and not having any individual interest or individual independence. So this principle of being like this is the highest principle for a Jivatma. Even though Bhagavan has given independence for the Jivatma must submit that independence to Bhagavan and work under the free will of Bhagavan. That is the ultimate goal. That is the state of the Jivatma in deliberated situation. So once an Atma becomes Mukta, he will totally exist for Bhagavan's joy only. So that particular aspect is revealed by Andal Nachiyar to Krishna. So we worship such Andal Nachiyar and always be at her service. That is the first Taniyan, where the object of thiruppAvai, that is total dependence, Paratantriyam, is highlighted, and it is sung by Andal Nachiyar, who is totally surrendered to Krishna and who is totally engaged in Krishna only. And this thiruppAvai is highlighting this highest principle. So all of these are present in this. And then Annavel Puduvai Andad Aragarku Pannathiruppaavai Palpadiyam Innisayal Padi Koduttal Narpamale Pumale Sudi Koduttale Sollu. So here it is said that we should sing Andal Nachiyar's greatness. Andal Nachiyar incarnated in Srivilliputturu, which is surrounded by many fields, fertile fields, which has swans roaming around. These decorations or the natural beauty of Divya Deshams are highlighted to bring about the attachment of Bhagavan towards those Divya Deshams. Because of their beauty, their serene environment, Bhagavan is very pleased with those Divya Deshams. So we also have to flock to the Divya Deshams and try to perform Mangala Shasanam and Kainkariam to Bhagavan. That is why in these pAsurams, the greatness of Divya Deshams, the beauty of Divya Deshams are highlighted. So she offered the Pumalai and Pamalai. That is flowers of words and flowers of garland made of flowers and garland made of words. So both of them were submitted by her. So we have to sing the glories of such great Andal. That is what is highlighted in this. And then there is third Taniyan, Sudi Kodutha Sudar Kodiye, Tolpavai Padi Arlavalla Palvadaya, Nadini Vengadavar Kennai Vidhi Endra Immatram, Nam Kadava Vanname Nalgu. So here it is identified that Andal Nachiyar gave the garland to Thiruvenkadamudiyan. In the previous Taniyan, Andal Nachiyar's connection with Sri Ranganatha was shown. Here, Andal Nachiyar's connection with Sri Srinivasa Bhagavan is shown. And she went and requested Manmata, that is Kamadeva, to make her be connected with Krishna. So here, in this Taniyan, we are praying to Andal Nachiyar that we don't have to do that. We should not go and request another Devata that please connect me to Krishna. So Andal Nachiyar should give that blessing to us so that we don't go to someone else, even for attaining Bhagavan. Now we may ask, why Andal Nachiyar went and asked Manmata, Kamadeva? Is he not another Devata? Why should Andal Nachiyar go and request him? That is because Andal Nachiyar was so engrossed in love towards Krishna and she became so helpless. She became bewildered and she didn't know what she was doing. So she went and asked Kamadeva. But we have the guidance of Andal Nachiyar, our Acharyas, So we don't have to become bewildered like that. We can be in control and we can totally depend on Bhagavan. We have that advantage now because Andal Nachar is present for us. So we are requesting her to ensure that we don't go and seek anyone else to do that favor of uniting us with Bhagavan. So these are the three Thaniyans which bring out the glories of thiruppAvai and Andal Nachar. And now we will move on to the pAsurams. We'll go to the first set of pAsurams. First 5 pAsurams. We'll see the basic meaning with some important essence from each of those pAsurams. In the first 5 pAsurams are like introduction for thiruppAvai. The first pasuram is directly identifying what is the purpose of Andal Nachar engaging in this thiruppAvai, and she is highlighting the importance of finding a good day. This Margari month. On this first day, she thinks that it is a very ideal day to approach Bhagavan, because this Margari month is, even though it is said to be winter, still not very cold in the beginning. So it is apt for approaching Bhagavan and revealing our interest to be with him and praying for his blessings to be with him. So in this first pasuram, she is identifying all of these. She is inviting the Gopikas and she is asking them to come along. She is asking the Gopikas to come along with her to engage in this thiruppAvai, where she declares that Bhagavan is the Upayam and Bhagavan is the Upayam. He is the means and he is the end goal. Both are his, him only. So that particular aspect is identified in this first pasuram. மார்கழி திங்கள் மதி நிறைந்த நன்னாளால் நீராட போதுவீர் போதுவினோ நேரடியில் சீர்மல்கும் ஆய்ப்பாடி செல்வச் சிறுமீர்கள் கூர்வேல் கொடுந்தொழிலன் நந்தகோபன் குமரன் ஏராந்த கண்ணி யசோதை இளஞ்சிங்கம் கார்மேனிச்செங்கன் கதிர் மதியம் போல் முகத்தான் நாராயணனை நமக்கே பறை தருவான் பாரோர் புகழ படிந்தேலோர் எம்பாவாய். In this thiruppAvai, we will see one thing. Yelor Embavai in every pasuram. This Yelor Embavai means she is identifying that she is performing this vratam. This Yelor Embavai. Pavai means the Pavai Nonbu or the Pavai vratam. This vratam where she is pursuing Krishna. So there is no physical aspect, as I said in the first session itself. There is no physical aspect. It is only pursuing Bhagavan, just trying to drown into Bhagavad Anubhavam. That is the only aspect here. So there is no physical vratam, there is no physical rituals or anything like that. But that engagement in Krishna, that is what is identified as the Pavai vratam here. That is what is said as Yelor Embavai in each pasuram. So here she is inviting all the young girls in Thiruvaipadi. She is identifying them to be Selva Chirimirgal, very wealthy. Selva means wealth. Here the wealth is Kaikarya Shri. They are having Krishna Kaikaryam. They are the ones who bring most joy to Krishna. Kaikaryam's goal is to bring joy to Bhagavan. So all these Gopikas, they bring the utmost joy to Krishna. So they have that wealth, the Kaikarya Shri. So she is inviting all of them, and then she is saying that this is a very auspicious day. It's a very beautiful day in Margari month, and she is identifying that Krishna is the obedient son of Nandagopa. Nandagopa has a sharp spear, which is a weapon he always carries to protect Krishna. That is the objective of Nandagopa carrying this weapon. Krishna is like the lion cub of Yashoda. He is a very naughty boy. That is why when it comes to Yashoda Pirati, Krishna is said to be lion cub. But when it comes to Nandagopa, he is said to be a very obedient boy of Nandagopa, obedient son of Nandagopa. Because in front of his father, he doesn't do much naughtiness. He doesn't show his naughtiness. But in front of his mother, he does all kinds of naughty things. So that is why the small difference here. And then here he has this beautiful form, divine form, which is like a cloud. And he's got beautiful reddish eyes. This reddish eyes indicate his Vatsalyam, his motherly love towards all the entities, Jivatmas. And after identifying all of this, she is saying that Krishna is none other than Narayana. This Narayana, who is the Supreme Lord, and he will give us here indicate the servitors. We are all totally dependent on him. Namake Paraitarvan. He is the one who will give the ultimate benefit for us, the Kainkariam for us. So let us come and gather here and glorify him and serve him. That is what is identified in this first pasuram. Here the important aspect is Artha Panchaka Jnanam. As I was saying in the previous session as well as in the beginning of this session, Narayanani Namake Paritaruvan. In these 4 words, Artha Panchakam is there. Narayana indicates Bhagavan. Here Narayana means one who is having all the entities on him. He is carrying everyone. At the same time, he is also present in every Atma as Antaryami. So he is the one who is outside everything and carrying everything. And he is also the one who is inside everything and controlling everything. So all Atmas, all Achit, both are under his control, under his, he is the one who is carrying all of them, bearing all of them. So Narayana, Namake Paritaruvan. Namake means we who have no other refuge. See, Andal Nachar is assuming the form of a Gopika. These Gopikas have no one to depend other than Krishna. They are all fully surrendered to Krishna. So here the identity of a person who is qualified to undergo this thiruppAvai, do this thiruppAvai, Vratam is identified. One who is totally surrendered to Bhagavan, one who considers Bhagavan as the goal, one who has got no other refuge. He doesn't consider any other devatas as his refuge. He doesn't consider himself to be his well-wisher. He only considers Bhagavan to be the only refuge. So such person is the qualified person for thiruppAvai. And then Namake Parai. Parai means here, usually Parai means a drum kind of instrument, musical instrument. But here, the deeper meaning of Parai is Kainkariam. Because it is explained subsequently by Purvacharyas in the commentaries that nowhere we see at the end of this thiruppAvai, Andal is getting a musical instrument called drum. If she is asking for it, Krishna should have given the same to her. But such incident is not there. So it has to be understood that because Krishna gave her eternal Kainkariam, Bhagavan gave her eternal Kainkariam, so that is the goal here. And the means for that is Bhagavan giving that. Bhagavan is the one who is giving it. So this is a very deep meaning in this particular pasuram. And we see there's a lot of important aspects. Here, we see that when we want to pursue something in Bhagavad Vishayam, when the thought comes, that is the time to pursue it. It is not that we have to wait for an auspicious day. It is not that we have to find a good location. So there is no dependency on any of these aspects. To engage in Bhagavad Vishayam, to engage in Kainkariam, the moment we get that thought, so as soon as that occurs, we can enjoy, we can engage. Because this is the natural activity of the Jivatma. Serving Bhagavan is something natural for the Jivatma. It is not an artificial thing. If it is an artificial thing, if it is an extraneous thing, then we have to plan, we have to do. But if it is something natural, it is like, for example, a son is there, and he has his father. He wants to do some service to his father. He will not look for a good date. He will not look for a good time. He will not look for a good position. If he feels like serving, he just goes and serves his father. So similarly, when we have interest in Bhagavad Vishayam, if you want to engage in Kaikaryam, we must do it quickly. So that is the first point which we have to understand here. And then here there are some aspects, very important aspects in this pasuram. Let us see. Selva Chirimirgal, this particular aspect. There are many. This thiruppAvai Vyakyanam is very big actually. Many acharyas have done commentary for thiruppAvai. I'm just going to say some important aspects. So let's see. Selva Chirimirgal. What is the selvam, the wealth here? That is Kaikarya Shri. For example, Lakshmana, he is glorified in Valmiki Ramayanam, Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha. These Gopikas, they are not very rich. It is not that the Gopikas are very rich, multimillionaires or anything like that. But why Andalnacharya is saying Selva Chirimirgal? That is because they have the Kaikarya Shri, similar to Lakshmana. His name is Lakshmana because he has got Lakshmi. Now Lakshmi here is Kaikaryam, not Tayar. So he has Lakshmi means he has Kaikaryam. That is the wealth here. Similarly, Antarikshagata Shriman, Valmiki says that Vibhishana rose to the sky. At that time, he is declared as Shriman, one who is wealthy. Shri means wealth, Shriman means wealthy. But in reality, until that time, Vibhishana had equal share in the kingdom because he was with Ravana. But when he left Ravana, he lost all his kingdom, all his wealth, everything. Even his wife, even his daughter. He left everyone and left towards Rama. At that time, Antarikshagata Shriman is said. Because now he has the biggest wealth, Bhagavan himself. He is going to surrender to Bhagavan. So that is the real wealth. Similarly, Satu Nagavara Shriman is said in Vishnu Puranam. This is said in context of Gajendra Alvan. When Gajendra screamed, seeking Bhagavan's help, at that time, he is said as Shriman. Now he has given up his independence and totally surrendered to Bhagavan. This is the real wealth. So there also he is said as Shriman. So this is why these Gopikas are also said as Selvachirmirgal. And also here in this pasuram, Andalnacharya is saying Nirada Podivirgal. So here Nirada Podimin means something which is very respectful way of telling. Because usually Nirada Podvir is not the way we speak in casual among our friends. So we'll say something like Kulika Palama, let's go and take bath. But Nirada Podvir means it is a very respectful way of addressing. It is like saying, Your Highness, please come and have a sacred bath or something along that line. So why should Andal Nachiyar or this Gopika talk to another Gopika like this? It's a very important point shown in the commentaries. This is because whether it is a friend, whether it is our own son, whether it is our own brother, when one is situated in this high devotion, we must address them respectfully. Even our own brother, even our own son, if that person is a very great devotee, then we cannot just casually say, Vada, Poda, like that. We have to be very respectful towards them. That is the point. That is why Andalnacharya is saying in this pasuram that Nirada Podivir. So there are many other aspects in this. Nandagopa carrying a spear. He is supposed to be a very Satvika person. But why is he carrying this spear in his hand? That is to protect Krishna from any danger. Here danger means like a small ant coming and biting Krishna. He doesn't want even that to happen. So even if an ant comes, Nandagopa will chase that ant with that spear. That is how much love he has towards Krishna. That is why he is carrying this. So in this manner, many important aspects are shown. In the end, Narayana Namake Paratharva. Here Narayana means Supreme Lord. This Narayana name is very, very unique and can only be applied to Supreme Lord. It cannot be applied to anyone else. Any name has a particular meaning, and that meaning could fit in to some extent to some other person. Let's say Pundarikaksha. There may be another person who has lotus eye. So that name can fit to someone else also. That meaning can fit into someone else also. Someone may have lotus eye, but real lotus eye is with Bhagavan only, but someone may have somewhat similarity. For example, a person may be known as Kotishwara. He may be a real millionaire. So he may be called as Kotishwara because the name has meaning and that meaning is meaningful. But Narayana means one who has everything on him and one who is present in everything. So this meaning can apply only to Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana. No other Devata can have this name. We may imitate. We also have, some people have the name Narayana. That is because we are keeping Bhagavan's name. But other than that, nobody can be called as Narayana. Only Bhagavan can be called as Narayana. So it is a very special name, and Andal Nachar is identifying that unique name of Bhagavan in this pasuram. And here it is identified that Bhagavan is the Upayam and Bhagavan is the Upayam. Parai Taruvan. Parai is the goal, Bhagavan is the goal, and Bhagavan is the means. So that is explained also in this pasuram. Thus, this Artha Panchakam is clearly explained in this first pasuram. That is the essence of the first pasuram. Second pasuram, Vayettu Valvirgal Namannam Pavaikku Cheyum Garisegal Keliro, Parkadal Payettu Ina, Paramaldipadi, Neyunam Palunam, Natkale Niradi, Mayuteldo Malaret Namudio, Sayadana Sayom, Tikurale Chenodo, Ayavam Pichai Mandaname Kaikati, Uyamarani, Vandelo, Rembavai. So in this pasuram, now that Andal Nachar has invited all the Gopikas for this Pavivratam, now she is telling them what are the rules of this particular Vratam. What do we have to do? So here she is identifying Neyyonom, Palunom, and then Mayutelzom, Malarit Namudiyom, Sayadana Sayom, Tikuralai Chennodom. These are all don'ts. Whatever we don't have to do. We should not do. And then Ayyavam Pichayim on the name Kaikati, Uyumaran. We have to look out for our upliftment. That is what Uyumaran, Ujivanate. We have to think about our Ujivana, upliftment. So these are all identified in this pasuram. So here, Neyunom, Palunom. So here, Andal Nachar is saying we will not take ghee. We will not take milk. We will not apply black pigment to our eyes. We will not decorate ourselves with flowers. Sayyadana Sayyom. We will not do anything which our elders have not done. So this is a very important point which we will go through. Three correlation no. We will not talk ill of others. We will not badmouth others. And then Ayyamam Pichayim on the name Kaikati. We will give dhanam for those who asked from us and for those who did not ask from us also. And then finally she is saying, Uyimarenne. You think about the Ujjivanam in this pasuram. So here very important aspects are shown. Neyyunnam Palunnam. This is the question also which was asked in the beginning. Do we not eat anything else other than like Pongal? Because that is what is prescribed for every day in Margadi month. That is not the case. We will not do anything for our own sake. But if it is something for Bhagavan, if it is something which is given by Bhagavan, then we will accept. Whether it is ghee, whether it is milk, whether it is flowers. So here in the commentary it is said, Malarite namudiyom. That means we will not decorate ourselves with flower. But if Krishna comes and decorates us, as Gopikas will be sometimes treated nicely by Krishna. Krishna will come to them and he will start taking some flowers and putting that on the hair of a Gopika to bring her joy. So if he does it, we will not stop it. So similarly, Akara Adisil is the prasadam for Kudara Veldimsir. That is compulsory. But other days also we can make other bogams and offer to Bhagavan. But Pongal is main ingredient. On every day we should try to have Pongal for Bhagavan and then accept as prasadam. So these are all the rules and regulations for the Vratam. Any Vratam will have rules and regulations. Here, whatever we speak, Tikuradai means talking ill of others. So we should never talk ill of others. And we should talk something about Bhagavan only. That is what is Bodhayantah Parasparam. We discuss amongst ourselves about Bhagavan and whatever is pleasing for him also. So that is identified in this pasuram mainly. Ayyamam Pichayam. Ayyamam Pichai means, Ayyam means giving more charity to those who are qualified. And Bhiksha means giving to sannyasis and brahmacharis, because they are the ones who usually come for Bhiksha. So giving to sannyasis and brahmacharis is called as Bhiksha. That is what Pichai is. And then Ayyam means giving to apt persons. Whenever we give anything, we should give to deserving persons, to qualified persons. That is what Shastram says. Sometimes we think that just giving money to somebody, that is good punya. But that may not be the case. Sometimes we may be giving money to somebody and he may be misusing that money for something. He may be going and harming himself or harming others with that money. Then we will also be incurring the sins out of that. So we have to know exactly whom we are giving, what we are giving. So all of these are explained in this particular pasuram. That is the important aspect. Here, Uyumaru. That Uyumaru is the means for upliftment. Asanneva sabhavati asad brahmedi veda chet. Asti brahmedi chet veda santamenam tato vidhu is from Taittiriya Upanishad. Here, it is said that one who is not realized about Bhagavan, such person is not even considered as an individual, not as a sentient being. Rather, that Atma is considered as similar to stone or wood or whatever, which don't have any consciousness, knowledge. But if one understands Bhagavan, then he will be considered as a proper Jivatma. So this is what is upliftment, realizing oneself and realizing Bhagavan. That should be thought about as identified in this particular pasuram. This is the important principles shown in second pasuram. Third pasuram is Ongi Ulagananda Uttaman Perpadi Nangal Nam Paviki Chati Neeradinal Thingin in Adalam Tingal Mumari Pedu Unga Berinjana Rudu Kailvoda Unguade Podil Purivandu Ganpadapa Tengade Pukirun the system Modepati Vanga Kudam Nerekam Badal Perumbasukal Ninga the Selvam Nirindelo Embavai. Here Andal Nachar is highlighting the benefit for this world by the pursuit of this Vratam. So when Andal Nachar pursues this Vratam, it results to well-being of the whole world. Because any yajna in general. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says the human beings here in this world, they perform yajna. By that yajna, the devatas become fed and satisfied, and then they in turn give the rains. So this is how we help each other and we serve each other. This is how the world goes on, says Krishna. So here, yajnas are always meant for well-being of everyone. Here, Andal Nachar is performing this vrata. By Andal Nachar in the mood of Gopika performing this vrata, that will lead to proper rainfall and proper harvest and so on. All of that is identified here. Ongi Ulagananda Uttaman here, Trivikrama Avataram is greatly highlighted and also Nama Sankirtanam is shown. Uttaman Per means Namam, Padi means Sankirtanam. Even though Sri Vaishnavas, we don't engage in Nama Sankirtanam as Upayam, it is still done as Kankaryam for the pleasure of Bhagavan. So here, that Nama Sankirtanam aspect is also shown. Now for Uttama, very beautiful explanation is there. One has to be Purushottama if he has to be considered as Supreme, Bhagavan. That means Bhagavan has the quality of being an Uttama. Adhama, Madhyama, Uttama are 3 levels. Adhama means someone who just sees the welfare of self at the cost of others. So if he wants to live happily, he will even don't mind troubling others for that. That is Adhama, very lowly. Madhyama means he wants to be happy, he wants others to be happy also. And then Uttama means he will put himself in trouble for the benefit of others. So here, Bhagavan took up the role of a mendicant and a young bhikshu, someone who goes and begs for alms, just to help Indra. So that is the great quality of Bhagavan. That is why he is glorified as Uttama here. So his quality of being sorrowful if he sees somebody else in sorrow, and being joyful if somebody else is in joy. So that is identified here. And here, Thing in Nadelam, again, here also an important principle from Veda is shown. Yatra Ashtakshara Samsiddho Mahabhago Mahiyate Natatra Sancharishanti Vyadi Durbiksha Taskaraha. So where this Ashtaksharam is recited, where it is in practice, in vogue, there Vyadi, Durbiksha and Taskara, these will not be there. Vyadi means disease. Durbiksha means famine and suffering in general due to lack of food. Taskara means theft, robbery. So when this Attakshara is practiced, it is said that there is none of these 3. Now we may think, what are these 3? Just in general, worldly aspects. But it is talking beyond that. Here, disease is, the samsara itself is a disease for us. So when one pursues Tirumantra, this Ashtakshara, with proper guidance, then there will be no samsara bondage for that person. That is what is known as Vyadi, lack of Vyadi. There will be no Vyadi. And then Durbiksha, famine. If one is doing no Kaikaryam, he's got no Kaikaryam, then that is famine for him. For worldly people, lack of food is famine. But for Sri Vaishnavas, lack of Kaikaryam is this drought or suffering due to lack of grains and all that. So such thing will not be there if proper understanding of Ashtakshara is there. And finally, Taskara. Taskara means theft, robbery. Jivatma steals himself from Paramatma. Paramatma is the natural owner of Jivatma, but Jivatma claims ownership and considers himself to be independent. So that quality will not be here. So this shlokam, Yatra Ashtakshara Samsiddho, here when it says that Vyadi will not be there, Durbiksha will not be there, Taskara will not be there, that means these aspects, bondage in samsara will not be there, and then lack of Kaikaryam will not be there, and then claiming of independence of the Jivatma will not be there. So these are all explained in this pasuram. So these are all Vedanta, pure Vedanta concepts. So in each pasuram, we see important principles of Vedantam clearly identified. And then Vallal Perumbasukal, Neenkada Selvam, Niraindelo Rembavai. So here, this Vallal Tanmai, that is being very magnanimous, very generous, that particular aspect is present in this Vrindavanam. That is what is highlighted here. So here it's a representative of all the acharyas who are all greatly generous in giving out those most valuable meanings to all of us. So that is what is explained here as the essence. Ningada selvam nirendu yelor imbavai. This wealth will be filled here. Because of us engaging in this vratam, everyone is benefiting in this town. That is what is shown in the third pasuram. And then fourth pasuram, Aழிமழைக்கண்ணா உன்னி கைகரவேல் ஆழியுள் புக்கு முகந்து கொடார் தேரி ஊழி முதல்வன் உருவம் போல் மெய்கருத்து பாழியன் தோள் பற்பனாவன் கையில் ஆழி போல் மின்னி வலம்புரி போல் நின்னதிருந்து தாழாதே சார்ந்து முதைத்த சரமழை போல் வாழ உலகினில் பெய்திடாய் நாங்களும் மார்கழி நீராட மகிழ்ந்தேலோ ரெம்பாவாய். In this pasuram, this Andal Nachiyar is ordering the rain god to rain properly and give abundance of wealth for this people of Govardhana, this people of Vrindavanam. Because whenever somebody is engaged in some vratam like this, if there are people who are supporting, then we must thank those who are supporting, who are making this possible. Even in temples, many times we'll go and attend some utsavams, we get prasadam, we come back. But to conduct an utsavam, it's not very easy. There's a lot of arrangements, there's a lot of finance, there is a lot of people efforts, all of these are involved. So we must support in whatever possible way in those places. So similar thing is done by Andal Nachiyar here. Because the elders of this town, Gokulam, they are all helping this vratam. They're all the facilitators of this vratam. So Andal Nachiyar is ordering Parjanya Devata, this rain god, to come and serve these people here, these Gopas and Gopikas, and help them in this particular time. That is what is shown in this pasuram. The very important principle which is shown in this pasuram is when one is totally surrendered to Bhagavan, when one is committed to Bhagavan, then all the devatas come and worship him. Even devatas, even big devatas, they will come and worship such individual who is greatly devoted to Bhagavan, who is totally surrendered to Bhagavan. That is shown from Upanishads. Sarvesmai Deva Balima Vahanti. So for the Brahmagyani, everyone, all the devatas are also coming and offering great wealth because of this particular Brahmagyani's knowledge and devotion. Similarly, another pramanam is from Shastram, Yastvaivam Brahmano Vidyat Tasya Deva Asanvashe. This is from Suktam, Krishyate Lakshmischa Patnyau. In the Purusha Suktam, we see that this Brahmagyani, one who is completely aware of Brahman, for the one who understands Bhagavan like this, for him, all the devatas are under his control. That is explained in that Veda Vakyam. Similarly, Yamadharmaraja's words are also there. Swapurusham Abhivikshya Pashahastam Badati Yamakila Tasya Karnamure Parihara Madhusudana Prapannan Prabhuraham Anyanunam Navaishnavanam. Yamadharmaraja invites his couple of servitors and tells them in their ears that I am not the boss for all the Sri Vaishnavas. All the bhaktas of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana, I am not their boss. So you should not go in front of them and try to pull them to Yamaloka. You have to let them free. You have to let Vishnu Dutas take care of such persons. So that is the main principle which is shown in this pasuram, where all the devatas are ready to serve great devotees, great Bhagavatas. So that is explained in this pasuram. So she is ordering the Parjanya Devata. Parjanya Devata is looking at this Vrindavanam where the Gopikas are there. He also wants to engage in some small Kainkaryam. So Andal Nachiyar, being a Gopika, she is engaging this Parjanya Devata, the rain god, in Kainkaryam. That is shown in this pasuram. And then finally, fifth pasuram, Mayanai Mannu Vadamadure Maindane, Tuya Perani Ramani Turevane, Ayar Kulatin Thorn Manivalakai, Thai Kudal Lakam say the Damodarane, Tuyo Mai Vandanam Tumalar Tuvi Turu, Vainal Party Manatina Sindika, Oyabadi and Pudarwan and Namum, Teenil Tusagum, Shepelo, Rebavai. This is fifth pasuram. Finally, the last portion of the introduction section. Here, Andal Nachar is saying, for those who engage in glorifying Bhagavan's divine names, those who are being surrendered to Bhagavan, for them, all the past sins will be burnt down, and any future sins, they will not stick on to them. So that principle is explained here. Mayanai Mannu Vadamadure Maindane, Tuya Perani Ramani Turevane. Ayar Kulathil Thondu Mandulekai. So Bhagavan, he is present in this Gokulam now, which is on the banks of Yamuna River, nearby Yamuna River. So there, the very sacred, very pure Yamuna River is running in that Mathura region. Now the purity in this Yamuna River, this is shown by the commentators. The purity in Yamuna River is because Bhagavan is rinsing his mouth in that water. Because of that only it has purity. Not only Bhagavan, all the Gopikas also they rinsing their mouths in that. Now, in that commentary itself, one question is raised and explained by our Purvacharyas, that how can we say that Bhagavan is rinsing his mouth in the Yamuna water? How can we say the Gopikas are doing? At least Bhagavan we can say, because Shastram says one should not rinse their mouth and spit the water from the mouth into the water body. It is strictly prohibited. Spitting on water and then also urinating, passing motion inside the water. If it is done, it's a big sin. We should not do that. But here, Krishna and Gopikas are spitting there. For that, it is explained that Bhagavan, obviously, his remnants are prasadam for us. Similarly, Gopikas being great Bhagavatas, great devotees of Krishna, even their remnants are prasadam for us. That is why it is said as Tuya Perani, very pure water, very sacred water, because of the remnants from Bhagavan and Gopikas are there. And then here another important point, Tuyomai Vandanam, Tumalar Tuvi Toludu, Vainal Padi, Vanathina Sindika. All the three karanams, all the three faculties, mind, body, and then speech, all of those are put in service, put in Kaikariam for Bhagavan. Then Poyapadayum Pudarvan Enanavum. So whatever in the past we have done sins, and then whatever we are going to do more sins in future, all of those will be extinguished totally. That is explained, and this is a very important principle from Shastram. Tadadigama Uttara Purvagayoho Ashlesha Vinasho Tatyavadeshat. In this, it is explained that for the one who has understood Brahma Vidya, for that person, the subsequent future sins he does, it will not stick on to him. Past sins, that is like future sins will not stick on to him. It's like lotus flower, even though it is being in water, the water doesn't wet it. It does not make the lotus flower become wet. Similarly, the past sins, they will be burnt down. That is explained as cotton being burnt down by this Vidya Mahatmya, having this great knowledge and great devotion. So for this particular person who is in this Brahma Vidya state, for him, the future sins as well as past sins will not stick on to them. Future sins will not stick on to them. Past sins will be burnt down as cotton burning down in flowers. So this is from Brahma Sutram. Vedanta Sutram, it is explained that for a person who is in this surrendered nature, this is what happens, and that is explained in this pasuram, that Poyapadium, Pudarwan Nanavum, Teenil Tusahum, Shapelorum Bavai. So these are the first 5 pasurams. We'll stop with this. If there are any questions, you can ask the questions. In the next session, we will see next set of pasurams.
Ariyan Ramananda Swami.
Yeah.
Yes, Swami. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Yes, Swami. Yeah. Yes, Swami. So the question related to one of the emphasis on of the thiruppAvai, which Devadir also said, the Nama Sankirtanam, which is actually which is there in almost every pasuram. Andal says that Uttaman Perpadi in this, and Manathanal Sindhika, Kesavanai Padavan Madhavane, Kesavanai Madhavane. So like that, there is so much emphasis on this aspect in thiruppAvai. And even other Alvars Pasurams also, there is things. So there is small questions from the 3 mini questions in this. So in the first question is that how singing names of Bhagavan is a Kainkaryam for Bhagavan. Because in thinking in a human perspective, like if somebody massaging a feet or offering a food, dressing him, alankaram, I feels like Kainkaryam. If somebody sings my name, I don't feel like I am being served. So the first question is how singing names of Bhagavan is Kainkaryam to Bhagavan. And second thing is, after understanding that, how we can do. Is there any process like we can just sing some names, or is there any particular names we can sing, or is there some particular times we can sing names of Bhagavan? Or we can, is it okay to sing names of Bhagavan while traveling or while just being leisure and like that? And third, another extension question is that why don't we see this so much in our Sampradayam? As much as it appears like emphasis so much in our Alvars and Andal specifically, like there is no much Nam Sankirtanam happening, or especially we don't see that as a Kainkaryam doing it specifically, or is it once used to happen, or why is that not being done nowadays? So, Ariyan.
Okay. So the first question, let's start with that. Why is, how come singing is a Kainkaryam? One thing which is generally said is, singing here means praising, right? So, praising someone will bring happiness, because now Kainkaryam is something which brings happiness to Bhagavan. That is what we have seen before also. Kainkaryam means something which brings joy to Bhagavan. Now, singing or praising will definitely bring joy to someone. For example, it is said, even if you sing the praise of an ant, that ant will also feel happy, and it will lift its head and see, oh, somebody is singing my glories, my praises. So naturally, praising somebody will add happiness to the one who is praised. And if you think about it, Bhagavan is the one who is really qualified to be praised, because he has all the qualities, all the wealth, all the control, everything in full. Because even if we sing him, nothing will be exaggeration. Everything will be apt. If we say that you are the king of the universe, that is true. But if we go on in nowadays, it's there in different form. Previous past times, there will be poets. They will go and sing the praises of the king, saying you are the emperor of the universe, like that. And the king will feel very happy. He will be a small town king, but still when the main poet, chief poet of the assembly, his court, if he sings the praises of the king, he will be feel very happy, and he will just give some necklace or some ornaments or some gold coins or something like that. So it is seen that praising always brings joy to someone. Nowadays we see that many different personalities, sports personalities, movie personalities, they are all being praised. Politicians, they are all being praised by everyone. So they go on praise. Oh, you are the greatest leader. You are the greatest sports person. Maybe there are other greatest persons also. greater persons also. But when they are praising, this person will all be in smiles. Oh yeah, you are praising me. So it is like something which brings joy. So definitely singing somebody's glories is a Kainkaryam. It is called as Vachika Kainkaryam. So that is the first thing. Second,
Swami, small. Please forgive me for interrupting. Swami, but here is the difference. It's not Uttaman Gunam Padi. It's Uttaman Pair Padi. I like understand if you sing the glory of Krishna, you are great, you are that. But you're simply chanting name of Krishna, 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 or Govinda,
Yeah.
Govinda, Govinda.
Yeah.
So is that also called like praising his leelas? Because see, there is a difference now, Swami. It's like you're not singing his leelas, we are just singing his name.
Yeah, but names relate to some quality and some leela, right? For Krishna means he is black in color. That is one meaning. And then Krishna also means someone who gives joy to the earth. And then Govinda means one who gives joy to cows, one who gives joy to earth, one who gives joy to Brahmanas. So similarly, many meanings are there for the names. Even just think about it. If someone says, for example, if someone comes to me and they are saying just Sarati, Sarati, Sarati like that, with the intention to please me, then I will feel happy only. Oh, he is singing. In even a materialistic platform, in that level also, if someone is just saying my name, that itself brings joy. If you see in mundane love, the man will just call the woman's name. Just hearing it from that person itself brings joy for that lady. Similarly, when a devotee sings Bhagavan's name, Bhagavan feels happy because this is someone who is totally dependent on me. He is devoted to me. He is telling my name. So he will feel happy about it. So that is also going to bring happiness for him. And that is the goal of Kainkaryam. Kainkaryam's goal is to bring happiness to Bhagavan.
Understood, Swami. We can move, Swami. Next question.
Let's say, if we sing the names with the expectation of something, then that may give some worry to Bhagavan. Even if, let's say, if a person is coming to me and he is just saying Sarati, 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 and he goes away, I'll be happy. Oh, somebody is telling my name. But if he has some intention, let's say, by telling 10 times Sarati, he has to give me something. Then I'll start worrying when he says 60 times, 70 times, oh, 10th time is going to come and I have to give something to him. So when there is expectation, then there is worry. But when there is no expectation, then there is joy only.
Yes, Swami. Understood. Then yes.
Okay.
Adiyan Swami.
No,
Jai
let's
Shriman
take the
Narayan.
second question and then we'll move on.
Okay,
What is
Swami.
the second question? Please remind me. Second and third question.
About the emphasis, Swami, in the Sampradayam.
Emphasis, and also no, you asked about whether we can
How
chant
to do
while
it.
going.
Yes, Swami.
See, Namam, just reciting Namam, there is no rules and regulations. Anytime we can recite Bhagavan's name without any restriction, whether we are in office, whether we are in traveling. Mantram has lots of restrictions. But just Namam, we can say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna wherever we are. We can say Narayana, Narayana, Narayana wherever we are. We can say Namam without any restriction. But the real Nama Sankirtanam is singing together Bhagavan's names and glories and his qualities. And that is what we do. Actually, and the third question leads to, third question, which is, are we doing Nama Sankirtanam in our Sampradayam? Alvar's pAsurams, reciting them with mild tune in temples, that is Nama Sankirtanam only. There are many Bhagavatas who can sing pAsurams with beautiful tunes also. That is also Nama Sankirtanam. But one thing in our Sampradayam, it is true that there is not much emphasis on Nama Sankirtanam, because when we go down to Nama Sankirtanam, there are some challenges, which is like people become attached to the tune rather than the meaning and the name of Bhagavan. So we see in some cases, that people are just mumbling the tune instead of telling the name. If someone likes a particular song, then we just say like that without the name. Then it defeats the purpose. We become attached to the music rather than Bhagavan's name or Bhagavan's qualities. So that is why recital of pAsurams is more emphasized, because when we recite the pAsuram, we do get some singing or mild tune in that, but tune is not the focus. The words and their meanings are the focus. So that is why we don't see much emphasis that we must do Nama Sankirtanam. That is not emphasized. We can do. If we are sincere, we do Nama Sankirtanam. That is one way to show our love towards Bhagavan. But it is not compulsory that it is to be done. It is to be done with harmonium. It is to be done with some mridangam. Like no such restrictions are there. Is that point?
Yes, Swami, Adiyan.
Any
Yes,
doubt?
Swami, understood. Yes, Swami, clear.
Adiyan Swami.
So Nama Sankirtanam can certainly be done as Kainkariam. And in fact, in many Divideshans we see during big Utsavams and all, people will flock in big Goshtis to do Nama Sankirtanam. In Srirangam, during Utsavams, in the past, there used to be many Nama Sankirtanam groups. They would come behind Perumal. So usually Aruchel Divya Prabandham Goshti is coming first. And then there is Vadyam like Melam and all that will come, musical instruments. And then there will be like horse, elephant, they will all come. And then Perumal will come. And then Veda Parayanam, that will come. And behind Veda Parayanam, there will be a lot of Bhajana Goshti. And it is not like one or two. There will be like 50, 60 Bhajana Goshtis. They'll be coming. The same thing is seen during Andal Nachiyar's Utsavam, during Tiruvadipuram Utsavam in Srivilliputur. During the 5th day Utsavam, when Panchagaruda Seva happens, at that time, there will be many Bhajana Goshtis. This has been a practice for not now, recent time, but many hundreds of years. Similarly, during Nammalvar's Utsavam, Vaikashi Vishaka Utsavam, 5th day, this 9 Garuda Seva happens. That time also, after the 9 Perumals, behind 9 Perumals, many Bhajan Goshti will come. Again, this is not like 1 or 2. Usually like 10, 15, 20, 30, many Goshtis will come. Even today that is happening. So, it is there. And in fact, many Ramanuja Kutams, many places, this Nama Sankirtanam is very thriving actually.
Yes, Swami. I think Adiyan has to explore more traditions and more groups to understand how it is being emphasized in different places. Thank you, Swami, Adiyan. Thank you, Swami.
Okay.
Adiyan Swami.
Ah,
Jai Shriman Narayan. Adiyan is from North India, so
okay.
Adiyan is still learning Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. As in North India, you know what is the condition of Shri Vaishnava. It is not pure as in South. So Adiyan has many basic doubts related to Shri Vaishnava. So my first question is that Swami, I read somewhere that Yamunacharya or one of our Alvar or Acharya mentioned that when we do Aarti or Dhupam in the Vaikuntham Parampadam, so in the that fog of Deepam Dhupam, Bhagwan disappear and come on this earth and do the Krishna Leela.
Yeah.
So Swami, it's one point, and another point is that we say that Shirabdi Sagar Bhagwan Vishnu incarnate as the Shri Krishna. So how it's both can be faced?
See, this is all experiences, different emotions. It should not be taken literally. See, Bhagavan is in Vaikuntham. He comes down to Kshirabdi From Ksheerabdi, he takes all the different incarnations. Ksheerabdinatha is the source of all incarnations. There is no doubt about it. Now, when it says that Sutunan Malagal, Tuyanayendi, Vinorgan Anirati, and Dubam Tara Nirkave Angi, or Mayana Liti Vene Toduna Pon, the Imaletuan Pon. In that Pasuram only, this is coming. So when the Nityasuris are offering Dupam, at the time the whole place becomes foggy. So nothing is visible. So Bhagavan disappears from there. He comes and takes incarnation of Krishna, enjoys butter and enjoys Napinai, Neela Devi, and then he returns when before that foggy state goes away. So this is what is in that Pasuram. It's an emotion. It's not like literally we have to take that Bhagavan does it. Anyway, incarnations come from Ksheerabdi only. It is just to say that this incarnation of Krishna was done to fully enjoy butter and Napinai, Pirati. That is the purpose of that Pasuram. It is not to establish how Bhagavan incarnates.
Okay,
Because how
Swami.
Bhagavan incarnates is explained in other places.
Okay, Swami. Swami, one more question is there.
Ah.
That when Bhagwan Krishna went to Dwarka Nagari or Mathura, what did at that time Napinai condition was? Where did she did disappear from the this earth, or she lived in the Vrindavanam only, or she disappeared like Mata Sita?
It is not very clear. There is no historical record about Napinai Pirati subsequently. So we cannot speculate. We just have to leave it.
Okay, Swami. Swami, we jivas are the jivas are from infinite time on this samsara, or it is one time, it is from one time period.
It is infinite only. It is always there. Number of atmas are uncountable.
We are from infinite
Infinite.
times in this world.
Yeah, infinite term only. There is no beginning.
Swami, why we come, how we fall in this world, or
No,
is why
there
not
is no
Mukta
beginning.
Suri?
Only when there is a beginning, you can explain all of that. There is no
Okay,
beginning.
Swami. Okay, Swami,
So,
Dhanyavasmi.
Ashwin Swami,
Yeah. When there
are
is
you part of the
beginning, then
Q&A
we can
group?
explain that before this, it was like that. But Atma has been in this samsara forever. Now there is a chance for Atma to become liberated. That is the only opportunity which we get. And we get that opportunity and we can make use of that and we can exit this samsara.
Okay, Swami. Swami, once if we go in the Vaikuntham Parampadam, we won't get back in the samsara.
We won't fall down.
Yes, Swami, we won't fall down. But if Bhagwan wish, or if we
If Bhagavan
wish to,
wishes, we can come.
okay, Swami, Dhanyavasmi.
We will not have any separate wish because our individuality, our separate wish, all of that in samsara only. Once we go to Vaikuntha, then we will be totally pure and we will exist only for Bhagavan's wish. So at that time, whatever he wishes, we will do.
Okay, Swami, Dhanyavasmi. Adiyan Ramanaj Das.
Okay. There is a question, what is the literal difference between the words Alvar and Alvan? Alvar means Alvars, and specifically Nammalvar. Alvan is Kuresha Swami, his name. Alvar in general is like respectful. This ir in the end is indicating respect. In means casual. So it was actually Bhagavad Ramanuja who gave this name Alvan to Puresh Swami because he had the same emotion, mood as Alvar, Nammalvar. So he got that name Alvan. So just to differentiate Alvar from Puresha, he was given the name Alvan. Any other questions? There is another question. What are the points must strictly follow after Samashayanam? And what is Acharya Abhimanam? These are all explained in our website. Please go to ask.coil.org. I will send the website here. fast.covid.org. All of these questions are clearly explained there. What do we do after Samashrayanam? What is Acharya Abhimanam? All of these are explained there. Please go through. And you can also join our question and answer group. We have a WhatsApp group. In that group, you can join and post your questions. I will share that link also. 1 second. Anyone else has any other question also, you can ask.
Adiyan Swami, I have a question.
Okay.
In the first pasuram where you explained Artha Panchagam, sorry,
Yeah.
Artha Panchagam, you said, there is Paramatma Swarupam, Jivatma Swarupam, and then the Purushartham and Upayam. Is there specifically a Virodhi mentioned in that, or should we take it indirectly?
It is implicit. The fact that we are singing from the samsara and we are praying to Bhagavan, it is to be understood that this samsara is the Virodhi.
Okay. I thought I want to share something. I thought since Andal says Narayana Ne, which means he is the only one to give,
Only one.
we should
Yeah.
probably we should not go to other devatas. So I thought that the other devatas can be taken as Virodhi Parva.
Yeah, we can say that also. Because that Evakaram is there, Narayana is there, that means nobody else is our refuge. He is the only one.
So
others are all hurdles for us. Our own self-effort, other devatas, other upayams, everything will come under that.
Thank you, Swami. Dhanyasmi.
Swami, one doubt, Swami.
Yeah.
During driving or if we are traveling somewhere, if we are supposed to recite thiruppAvai at that time, so we will be with the shoes where we cannot remove at that time. So sometimes we feel guilty of it with the shoes reciting certain times.
Yeah.
So,
pAsuram recital and all, it is better to do without shoes and with Swarupam also. When we are sitting at home, we can recite pAsurams. But if we are reciting within our mind, there is no restriction. Within our mind, we can think about the meanings, think about the pAsurams. All of that we can do. But reciting out loud, that has to be done with proper Swarupam.
okay.
Swami,
Swami, when we hear Swami, what about hearing?
Hearing also, just casual stories or general principles we can hear. That also we should not do with wearing shoes and all. Yes. Yes. Sai Varshini.
Always in all the pAsurams, Sarangathamma Pali Elundarulaya is coming. And whereas the fifth pAsuram, last Emberuman Pali Elundarulaya is there. Any meaning is there, Adiyan?
Emberuman is a way to closely associate ourselves with him. Arangathamma is general. Sriranga is the Lord of Srirangam. Emberuman is my Lord. So it's a very special connection there.
Adiyan, why is that pAsuram only Emberuman Pali Elundarulaya?
That pAsuram always had that emotion that we should say Emberuman Pali Elundarulaye.
Okay, Dhanyasmi.
Okay.
Swami, as you said, mantram has restriction to recite. But I listen from many Sri Vaishnava Acharya, Srinidhi Swami, and also many Acharya that Dvaya mantra should be chanted always or recited always while we cooking, walking, anything. So is there also restriction in Dvaya mantra or it is exception?
See, Dvaya Mahamantram is to be recited at all times. But this mantram we recite within our mind, first of all, Dvaya Mahamantram. In that also, it is assumed that we will not be wearing shoes. See, those days there were not shoes or anything, and we will be engaging in activities which are within our dharma and all that. But nowadays we are violating most of those things, and still, if we do it, then it is not fair. But anything which is not recited out loud, it is okay to do it without restrictions.
Okay, Swami, again, Swami, we say we also recite the Guru Parampara. So it
Yeah.
is the Guru Parampara mantram that Asmat Gurubhyo Namah, that
Asmat
13
Guru
Vakya,
Yeah, Vaki
or
Guru
that one,
Vaki Guru
Shloka Guru
only.
Parampara,
Vakya
Shriman
only.
Narayan, oh, Vakya only. Okay, Swami.
Yeah.
Again, we almost went past 30 minutes. That was a really good Q&A. I would
Yeah.
request audience to join the Q&A group. I've been part of the group, and Swami answers all the questions with really patience. Like, if you have any other questions, please do join the group. Swami will definitely answer.
Sure.
Swami, can you provide the link in the chat? Or is
Yeah,
already
I have
provided?
given
Okay.
actually in that.
Okay. Yes, Swami, got it.
Yeah, anyone would like to ask questions, they can join that group and ask. Okay, so we'll inform about the next session soon. Probably Sunday, we will try to do, depending on my availability. I'll plan and inform. Okay. ஆண்டாள் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.